Dan, we are heading to the Paul Casey Championship this week.
Oh, are we?
Here we go. Just outside of Tampa, Florida. I guess it's maybe Clearwater. But yeah, man, it should be a good one. We're heading back to Florida. Not a Pete Dye course. It's a Larry Packard design, by the way. And I did take a look at some Larry Packard designs, and I couldn't actually find a single golf course that, other than Innisbrook, I couldn't find a golf course that I'd played that's a Larry Packard design. So guess what I've added to my to-do list?
Go play one of those Larry Packard design ones.
Gotta play more. Gotta play. I mean, what, you can't just have one leaving a taste in your mouth. I want the full show here, man. So we're back to our regular schedule from a golf perspective. Heading to what's the actual name of the town? It may be Palm Gardens.
Are they playing left-handed or like alternate shot or best ball, anything like that this week? Or
no? Brooks is not showing up, so no left-handed golfing. The Aussies, they're not making this show, mate. So no championships. However, we do have quite a few people that are showing up to this course.
Has anybody checked the boats in Louisiana to see if Cam Smith actually left there, if he's still fishing?
Oh, he's fishing, baby. Come on. You know that dude said set sail. He's doing some Gulf fishing.
I'll cut the mullet when I get back, maybe.
Yeah, you know he's doing some fishing down. So let's see.
I apologize to all of our Australian listeners. We don't mean anything by the accents.
Oh, I think I got a bloody good accent, mate. It's not meant to be offensive. Let's see. So as mentioned, we're heading down we're staying in the Gulf Coast. So I guess there are some similarities there, but we're back to stroke play this week. Cameron Smith and Marc Leishman will not be joining us. However, I know Oosthuizen's making the,
as is Charl.
And Charl is making it over too. I think he's had some pretty good course history here, so should be interesting to see how that sets up. And obviously, by those guys, making it to a playoff with the Aussies over the weekend at the Zurich, it'll be interesting to see how they show up. Charl looks like his wrist is doing a little bit better, so there we go. And maybe he gets the ship righted. And I don't think Louis has been playing bad at all. So we're in business. So as mentioned, we're heading to the Innisbrook Resort. They'll be playing the Copperhead Course, a Larry Packard design, par 71, tipping out around mid 7,300s. And, so this is going to be a little bit different from the traditional Florida courses that we see. Well, it'll be the same, and it's going to be very demanding off the tees. You're going to have a lot of folks that are going to be laying up, or they're going to be, it ain't going to be just rip driver and bust it. It's going to be more strategic off the tee box, very demanding. We're going to see a lot of elevation changes here as we're not farther north of Jacksonville, but just the way they designed the course. So we got a lot of dog legs. We got a lot of elevation changes. We got 4 par 5s. The unique thing here is we do have 5 par 3s. So the first par 5 on the first hole should be the easiest hole on the golf course. Let's let me jump over to Fantasy National and let's take a look at the course and see, because I think it's a pretty high, 40% or better for birdies on the first hole. So, definitely scoring 20% or better for number 5, which is the second par 5. Number 11, 31% or better for the third par 5. And then you get to number 14, which is the fifth par 5. And it's clipping right at 30% for birdies. For birdies or better. So it'll be interesting to see. I think where they're going to be challenged here is the par 5s are long. So even though they're making birdies on those things, they're going to be long and they're going to be challenged with a lot of the second shots coming in. You've got number 5, which is the straight uphill blind second shot. 11, they got a tight landing area, and 15, it's straight into the wind, and it's going to be guarded by a big pond around the green there. So, looking for some long iron players here, probably. Again, 5 par 3s, all par 3s except for 1, and that is number 4, is 194 yards. Everything else is 200 yards or better. So, and number 4 played over par last year. I think it's the most, it's not the most difficult on the course, but yeah, it's definitely playing tough. And 9 par 4s and only 1 measures less than 400 yards. So once again, you're going to have a lot of long approach shots there. See people taking a lot of things less than driver. So there we go with that. Let's see, what did we miss on this course? I think so they didn't play this tournament in 2020. They did play it in 2019. You had Paul Casey with a win over Kokrak and Louis. 18, you had Casey with the win over Reed and Woods. Woods obviously not playing this year. 17, you had Hadwin with a win over Cantlay. 16, you had Charl with a win over Bill Haas. And in 15, which I was disappointed because that's where I was going to start my lineup, you had Spieth with a win over Reed and O'Hare, which brings me to my first point is you've got Reed with 2 runner-up finishes there over the past, 5 years. So, is there something there? You got Paul Casey back-to-back wins. 2018, 2019. So, like I said, the Paul Casey Championship is upon us in the west coast of Florida.
It's going to be a fun one. I'm glad we're back in Florida. I love Florida this time of year for the golf. And a lot of guys play really well in that swing down there. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Last week was fun. Love the playoff hole last week. Glad to see those 2 South Africans are teeing up again this week. They were a ton of fun to watch.
No, they're not teeing it up. They're not here this week.
Yeah,
South Africans. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And then I definitely am going to play Casey this week for sure. So.
Yeah, well, you'll get to that at the end of the show, I suppose. So rounding out the, so who have we got here from a salary standpoint? So let's take a look at the $10,000 and above. No surprise. Maybe it's a surprise. I don't know. You got JT, DJ, Javi, P. Reed, Paul Casey. Tournament's named after him, by the way, and that rounds out the top 10,000. I don't
Casey
know.
Classic.
Okay, exactly. I mean, I don't, is Casey just going to be, is he going to be the highest owned player this week?
Yeah. I mean, with 20 rounds played here, and the amount of times he's won, how can you not play him? This is like not playing Hoffman, a couple weeks ago, right? At the, what was the name of that event in Texas? Forget.
Valero.
Yeah. So how can you not play him there? Right. Yeah.
You got T8 or better in his last, 6 starts this year. You got 26 at the Masters.
And he's on fire. Yeah.
He did miss the cut at RBC. Did miss the cut there, but you got 5th at Players, 5th API, 5th A&T. Going back a little bit. We don't need to go back that far.
Well, he had to rest up for the Valspar.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not discounting you there, mate.
Yeah. You got to play him. He's probably going to be the highest owned. Yes. Well, who do you like in this range besides him?
Yeah. I mean, again, I like P. Reed here, man. I mean, you got 2, past 5 years, I think I said you got 2 runner-up finishes. And so 8th at the Masters, 22nd at the Players. He won the beginning of the year, he won the Farmers. I think it's going to set up good for Reed, man. Is it a long hitter's course? I think you're going to have to pick your tee shots. I think if he's hitting well, if he's playing good off the tee, I think we're in good shape. Where's he at off the tee? I'm looking at Fantasy National last 24 rounds. Off the tee, he's ranked 43rd. Well, better yet, let me say it like this. If he gets hot, if the putter stays hot, he's ranked 2nd in putting. And I'm looking at all courses just in recent form. I don't know how you go wrong with P. Reed at $10,300. DJ seems like, I don't know, can I call DJ? I guess I can say he's cool. He seems a little cool to me. I wouldn't say he's cooled off, but, I don't know what's happening there. JT, that guy's just, he won the 21st at the Masters, won the Players, 15th at WGC. I mean, outside of the Genesis, you can't really look and say he's done anything wrong this season so far. So I don't know. I think for the price, I think there's a lot better value as we kind of get down into, less than 10,000. I think once you get below 9,000, I think it even gets better. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm picking somebody there, I'm probably leaning Reed. again, you can't really count out JT or DJ. It just kind of takes you down a different track.
Well,
And hey, Hobby looked good last week.
Yeah.
He looked good. He looked good at the Zurich, right? I mean, he played pretty good.
Yeah, Hobby looked good. He's never played here before, so that's a little bit of a blind spot, if you will, right? If you look at his last, he was 21st of the Masters, missed a cut of players, 49th API, and then it was like, second the WGC, fifth the Genesis, second the Farmer. So I mean, great form. I just don't know how he's going to play here, and he looked good last week. I mean, that's why he's 10,500. So like last year or even January coming into this year, I think we probably would have said, oh, Wolf is probably going to be up there like at 10,500, not Hobby, but Hobby has been the one that's really been shining lately.
Guess what mistake Morikawa is never going to make again?
What's that?
When it comes to picking partners, he's probably going to phone a friend.
Phone a friend, yeah. Not so much this year, man. Gosh, I just got off the phone with Javi and gave me a good deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play my cards a little differently.
He said we'll be smiling. He said we'll be smiling the whole round. There's no frowns.
All right, so 9,000. You got Scheffler, Connors, Louis O, Hatton, the Abe Ancer, the Tequila Man, Sungjae Im, Joaquin Niemann, and Russell Henley. Mm-hmm. I like a lot of people. I mean, if I could pick out, if I could get $50,000 to add up to that number, I'd probably just roll with that. Obviously I can't, but I don't, there's none of those guys that I don't like here. I think Hatton is way undervalued at $9,400. I think Joaquin Niemann, I think, is way undervalued at $9,100. Louis O, coming off of what he did last at the Zurich, looked really good. You can read some stats, but I don't know how you can really go wrong with any of those guys.
Well, starting at the top.
Scheffler.
Yeah, Scheffler. I was going to start at the top. I mean, 18th in the Masters, 54th Valero. He played well last week with Bubba. Missed a cut the players. Fifth at the WGC Mexico. 20th at Genesis. I mean, he's been playing really good golf. He has not played here before. So again, like Hobby, we just don't know. But I like Scheffler. Who don't you like in this category? Anybody, or do you just like everybody? I think you kind of like everybody.
The only one I would be a little bit scared of, which he's ranked first in strokes gained putting, which I don't know. I got to go look at that and see why that's the case. I hope I'm looking at 24 rounds, and I am. All right, is Sungjae Im.
I was going to go there.
So I don't know. I'm kind of scratching my head on where he's at. He's ranked 103rd in approach, 108th around the green, which I think approach and around the green are going to be two of the key factors here, just given the length of the course and the length of those par threes that are out there. So, I'm probably moving past him. Joaquin Niemann, I do like here, though. I think he's ranked number one in strokes gained. He's ranked 10th on tour in strokes gained, in greens and regulation, 10th on tour in greens and regulation this season. So, that's, and then Scheffler, what do you got? Runner up at the WGC Del Tech match play this month. I don't know. You can't really go wrong. I mean, if I'm fading him.
Yeah. And Im showed me up over at the RBC. I said he couldn't putt there, and all of a sudden he gains 2 strokes putting or something. So definitely made me be quiet about that.
And the other guy that I'm probably fading in this group, oddly enough, is Abe Ancer.
Really?
I mean, just it's the whole putting thing, man. It's like, if he could make a putt, then I'm all in with him. But yeah, I mean, his worst 2 categories are short game. He's ranked 84th, and putting he's ranked 103rd. So the good news is off the tee, he's ranked 13th. So.
Look at Russell Henley. Look at this sneaky form he's coming in. 9th at the RBC, 3rd at the Honda, missed a cut at the Players, and 38th at Genesis, and 30th at the Waste Management. But the 9 and 3 last 2 starts. I mean, that's strong. And at the RBC, he lost almost 3 shots putting. So it just tells you how well he's striking the ball.
For sure. Let's see. Yeah. So that's And what's he finished here in the Russell Henley T42 in 19, T9 in 17, missed a cut in 16.
Okay, so didn't have a good one last
That's the
time he pulled it here,
9,000.
but I think that the recent form is strong. Yeah.
All right. So who do you like in the $8,000 range?
Oh, so we got Bubba Watson, Justin Rose, Kokrak, Charlie Hoffman, Ryan Palmer, Cameron Tringali, Emiliano Grillo, Chris, don't make me say that 3 times. Chris Kirk, Max Homa, and Kevin Na and Taylor Gooch. So starting it off is Bubba, who played pretty well last week. He's played here 22 rounds and DK points. He's 8th in this field. Who do I like the most here? I was leaning towards Chris Kirk, who has not had a good history here, but then again, he's really turned his game around in the last year. So we look at Chris Kirk's last couple starts: 7th at the RBC, 6th at the Valero, 25th at the Honda,
back to back.
48th at the Players, 8th at the API, 16th at the AT&T. So just like, holy cow, this guy's playing really good golf. I like him in this group. Who do you like?
Yeah, he did miss the cut here in 2019, T49 in 2018. My internet's probably cutting out.
No, you're good. You're good. Can you hear me?
But okay? I'm back. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. And then T42 in 2016. So I think Kirk's a good play. I probably like Hoffman over him. When Hoffman actually shows up and plays, that's what he was runner-up at the Valero. He's got top 20 or better in his last 7 starts. T11, 2 weeks ago? No, T11 last week in the match play. And then at this tournament, you got T18 and 19, cut in 2018, cut in 2017, T11 and 16. So coming off a T18 for 2019. So I actually kind of like him here.
Mm-hmm. He's definitely got better course history than Chris Kirk. But the other guy here that I liked was Kokrak. And Kokrak's got really good recent form. And then 2019, he was T2 here, T8 in 2018, T58, cut, and then T7. So he likes this course. And then the form you're talking about, we saw him play last week. But the recent form has just been outstanding. So 49th at the Masters, 9th at the Players, 8th at the API, 9th at the WGC Mexico, 32nd Genesis, 29 Farmers. I mean, you just look at the recent form; it's really good, and he likes this course. He's probably my favorite. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna say I like him better than Chris Kirk.
Here's another guy, Taylor Goot, 6 consecutive cuts made, and he's 10th on tour and scrambling this season. I think scrambling around the green, I think that's going to come into play here, just given the length of the course and the shot placement off the tee box. So I think Taylor Gooch, I think it's a great value at $8,000.
Do you have regained faith in Justin Rose yet?
Here I have.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah. I like him at this course. Absolutely. I like him. I think he's, where's my tournament history in Rose? I think he's, I know he has. So he didn't play in 19, T5 and 18. So we got a T5 out of him at least.
Who we fading?
Give him a T5 and we'll get something out of it. Who don't I like?
I'd probably say maybe Grillo. Doesn't look like he's got a lot of red on the screen here. I don't know.
Is Ryan Palmer? Is he going to be tired?
Yeah, potentially.
Bubba Watson ranked 129th in putting, 107th around the green, and probably going a different direction there. Who else? Griot. Yeah. What's his tournament history here?
Doesn't look good based off the first screen.
Let's see. Griot's tournament history. I mean, I wouldn't say that. I don't know. Am I against him? Well, he's played here one time, and it was in 2015. He missed a cut. So, yes, on second thought, yeah, definitely.
When you say is Ryan Palmer going to be tired, is that because he played 4 rounds with Rahm?
He wore him out, yo. He wore him out. Could be. Let's see. I don't know. Tringali looks kind of good. I mean, his numbers don't look bad. His ninth in total.
Yeah, he's missed the
strokes
cut
gained
here the last 3 times he's played.
Yes. All right, scrap that.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into the $7,000 range.
All right.
I already know. I already know who you're. Yeah, I know. He's going to definitely be in your lineup.
Keegan Bradley at 7,900 leads it off. Then you got Sam Burns, Gary Woodland, Kevin Streelman, Kisner, Lucas Glover. There's a lot. I'm not going to read them all here, so there's too many. But that's the top of your list there in terms of that.
Hold on, before you get too deep. 2019 missed the cut. 2018 T31. 2017 T58. 2016 missed the cut. So while I would say he is coming off of a hot streak, I think it really did him some good to play with Steele at the Zurich. But I don't know that I'm putting a whole lot into, even though you got
Keegan does well in Florida.
I know what T10 at API. So I'm not arguing. What he's got 530 or better in the last 6 starts. So yeah, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him. And if he can keep his iron and wedge game hot, then maybe he's got to make some putts. So
exactly. Yeah, and I like the way he puts in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah. What about Uline coming off of that hot Zurich setup?
How can you argue with that?
I mean, I wouldn't. He ain't going to have Richie there to back him this time, but solo third coming off of last week's got to be feeling good about things. Can you trust him? I don't know, the way he's trending, maybe. He's played here 1 time. So last year, in 2019, finished at T65. So just good enough. But yeah, I mean, maybe.
So far, I like Keegan the most in this category. Good. Woodland is showing some signs of life in terms of the form or whatnot. Streelman's been kind of hot. What do you think about Streelman here? I mean, it's Florida. It's not really. I don't know.
I'm probably going Lucas Glover over Streelman just from. So Lucas Glover. And I know I just completely ignored your question. That was intentional because I want to talk about Lucas Glover, the glove. We got T13, T74, T18. He did miss the cut in 16, but T24 in 2015. So I actually think Lucas has probably got something. He's probably got something going on here from a value perspective. I could definitely see him being in my lineup. I'm not saying he's going to be, but I could see him being there. Looks. $7,700. I think that's a hell of a value. Where's Luke coming in at on his from
Champ pulled out. He's not playing.
Yeah, shocking.
No.
I mean, shocking that he's been playing a lot, man. So that same thing I was saying. I'm surprised Palmer's playing here.
Yeah.
Glover. So Glover's 18th in DraftKings points. His worst strength category is putting at 85th. So, off the tee, 17th. Around the green, he's ranked 70th. I don't know. Could you go in different directions there? I don't. Kiz surprised me last week, so I don't know what's happening with Kiz.
Yeah. What do you think about Danny Willett?
He did say. I told you coming.
You keep going. I mean to cut you off, man. Sorry.
No, you're good. Boy, I gotta scroll. I don't even see Danny Willett.
He's like $7,200 or so. Yeah.
Okay, I see him. I see a lot of red marks on Danny Willett's. Yeah, I see a lot of red spaces, and then tournament history here. You got T42 in 19 and T22 in 16. So I mean, every time he's played, he's made the cut, and he's T42 or better. So. I think Phil Mickelson's playing here for the first time in his career.
Yeah, that's interesting, right?
Lefty trying to sneak in on one, yeah. You know who I like in this $7,000 range, and it is at the low end of the $7,000 range, is Rory Sabatini.
Okay, I was going to say, is it the guy that probably doesn't like you?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think he likes anybody. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, that's a lot of guys that could not like me. But Rory Sabatini, T18, T5, he missed 17, but in T42. Every time he's played, he's missed the cut. Best finish was T5. Worst finish was, he did. No, I'm sorry about that. He did miss the cut in 2015. But, I mean, recent form. And like Sabatini's one of those guys that I'm always thinking, he's in his, early to mid 40s, and he's just not a guy that I'm always kind of gravitating more towards those other players that are using that the player incentive program, and I'm never thinking about Sabatini because he's like, I'm not getting involved in that. However, I'm waiting on his Instagram page to pop up. So, but I mean, it's like, oh, 4 million, why not? I'll take it. But I mean, he's a grinder out there. He's a veteran. He plays well here. So I think it's $7,100. I mean, if you're looking for somebody kind of towards the lower end, I think it's a solid maybe. Another guy that's down there, Charl Schwartzel. I mean, look at what he coming off of last week. I mean, if the wrist truly is healed up, he did miss the cut in 2019, but again, working on, coming off some injuries. T49 and 18.
I'm going to play him.
Yeah. 6 and 17, and he won in 2016. So, I mean, he likes the golf course. So, and he's got some experience here. So I think that's, I think there's several people in that $7,000 range that hold up really nice compared to their price point.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I think that covers most of the ones we wanted to talk about in the 7K range, right? Anybody else you see popping out?
Henrik Stinson's another guy. I know he's been on a downward spiral up until year 2021. I'm starting to see some stuff coming out of him that I'm kind of liking, but I'm really liking it. I need my Terminator glasses. But at this golf course, so 2019 T24 missed the cut in 18, but then you got T7, T11, and solo fourth. So once again, I kind of put him right there with Sabatini. I mean, I could probably start my lineup at the $7,000 range, and I think I could clip a few people in the 8, a few people in 9, and maybe get to somebody in that $10,000 range. Maybe, I don't know. But if not, I'd be totally happy to pick a couple extra people in the $8,000 range and a couple more in the $9,000 range and not even worry about the $10,000 range.
Yeah, I think I'm going to avoid the $10,000 range this week for the most part. I might do one lineup like that, but I like too many other people. There's a lot of good people playing this week. It's a good field, so you can fill your lineup out and feel good about it, I think. Yeah.
Let's go down to the bottom. So Pat Perez, he and Kokrak actually they played pretty good last week as a team. Ryan Armour, T6 here last year, T40 and 18, pretty solid.
Richie Wierenski, we just talked about him.
Yeah. Where are you at, Richie?
He's at like 6,900. Yeah.
Just went past Norlander. Richie missed the cut every year that he's played here, so I'm probably going in a different direction. Ryan Moore, he missed the cut the last 2 times he's played here, but you got T18, 3rd and 5th back through 2015. So I don't know, could he resurrect something to the course he plays well at? Graham McDowell got his first ace on the PGA Tour last week. T46, T40, and T14. Scott Stallings, T9, T31, and 68. So I even think there I just mentioned Ryan Armour. I think there's some value down here. If you need to drop that low, I don't know that you need to. Luke Donald, T9 here in 2019. So is this a place where Luke Donald might get something turned
Nick
around?
Watney at 6,100. He likes this place, man.
Yeah.
Go on down there. Look at it.
I see him. I said I see him.
6,100. Yeah.
He's hiding. T37, T59, T14, and T53. You got Jimmy Walker here, T28 in 2018. I don't know, does Jimmy get something turned around maybe at the Copperhead?
I hope.
So that's I don't need to talk about anybody else to you. I think that's I will say that we definitely read off more people than what you can hold on a 6-person lineup. I think out of what we read, and obviously we are not experts at this, and we're just talking about who we like based on course history and recent form. And I think everybody that I mentioned, I think my lineup's going to come from that set of players, I do believe. How about your one and done, Dan?
I did with the Hoff. I'm going to pick Casey for the Casey Classic, just like I picked Hoff for the Hoff Classic. And he got spoiled and robbed by that Jordan Spieth, who's not playing this week. So maybe Casey.
Spieth. Gosh, that Spieth looks so good out there. I'm so disappointed that he's not playing.
Where's Fowler at this week?
I think they had a 2-week spring break there. Well, no, JT's back, so they're off spring break. I don't know. That's a good question. I told you a couple of weeks ago, he needs to call Stuart Sink and say, Stu, send me your schedule, and actually don't send your schedule to my guy or to my person. And I'm going to tell my person, whatever Stuart Sink books and plays in, just book it. I tell me where I need to be. I'm playing in everything Stuart Sink plays in.
Exactly.
Let's see. All right. One and done. I'm going, how can I leave this? I mean, this dude is so hot. T16 in 2018. Give me Corey Connors, man. He's going to get it done. He's going to get it done.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, his putting, he's been working on that. It's paying off for him. Yeah, he's got so many. What does he got? Like 5? He's got 4 at least that were top 8s. So yeah, I think that guy is. I think he's got too many things connected to not show up and get it done. And I think he's going to be challenged by some of those people in 10,000 above. So I think it gives him a good. I think it gives him a good platform to announce his coming to the PGA Tour if he hasn't done that already.
There you go.
Well, it is Derby week, everybody. So make sure, the mint's going to be sold out at the grocery store. So get there early. You're going to need your limes and, whatever whiskey you're going to, I'm not going to use that Madeira. I'm going to go some different directions, but
like a Woodford double oaked or,
yeah, I'm going to go a Pinhook rye.
Who was the other double oak we had on recently, or we had another double Charl? What was it? It was a charred barrel or toasted barrel. Who was it? I forget. Maybe you had Elijah Craig or something, right?
I do have an Elijah Craig toasted barrel. Yeah.
Are you going to have any of the new PGA? Are you going to have any of the new barrel pick in?
Am I? I've already got it right here behind me.
Maybe you can make a mid julep out of that.
I don't know if you can see it or not.
I can't.
Oh yeah. You gotta be careful which side of the scoreboard I show.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we'll definitely be whipping up a good rye julep out of our major series pick, second one for the second major of the year. So looking forward to cracking into that, baby.
Man, we are still getting compliments on that first one, like almost daily.
Oh, that New York distilling pick. Yeah, we. Hey, by the way, thanks Badamski. I guess she shared a pour with some of the folks that teed off at Sweetens Cove recently, and they reached out, and we're able to take care of those guys. So thanks for the lift there, bud. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And what are we going to have this week? We may have a PGA Tour professional on the show this week. He will be playing. He will be playing at the Valspar. So if everything goes as planned, he's actually down there now. So if everything goes well, we'll drop that later in the week. And what else? I think we, as I mentioned, we're probably going to do a Kentucky Derby show. We don't know anything about horse racing except for you put the little rabbit out there and let them know that's not horse racing. That is not horse racing. So yeah, I did get on some good bets earlier in the year. So I've got one bet that was plus 5,000. I think he's down to plus 600 right now. So that could pay off pretty doggone good. So we'll see. We'll try to brush up on our equestrian verbiage before our show comes out this week. We'll do the best we can. If nothing else, we'll drink a lot of mint juleps and we'll have a hell of a time.
There you go. Sounds good. Cheers.
Cheers.